It was a night like any other. I was taking my daily dose of alcohol and blasting music while speeding down a winding road, free from any authorities. I know that mixing the two isn't ideal, but, well, many of you have done it too. My car's speedometer didn't work, nor did the fuel gauge, both were reflections of my present state. I was no longer living the most glorious years of my life on earth. Still, every morning I got up and went to work. I never wanted to be a parasite to society. That doesn't mean I haven't had stretches of unemployment. I'm not sure if this is a confession, a monologue, or a conversation with my inner self. Many years ago, I crossed the threshold of madness. Yet here I am, still sane. The next morning, I woke up, and everything seemed normal, except that everything was going incredibly well for me. On the first day, I thought maybe I'd finally caught a bit of luck. But after a few months, I met the love of my life, and things started improving rapidly. A few months later, we moved into one of my houses. Yes, I would complain about life even though I know I'm wealthy. But that's how the mind works. Each of us sees obstacles in life, regardless of how much or how little we have. Anyway, back to my story. As time passed, everything kept getting better. And, like the human I still believe I am, I realized something wasn't right, but I was too afraid to investigate. If everything was fine, why not leave it that way? The answer is simple. I've never been able to rid myself of an idea once it enters my mind. I've been my own best friend and worst enemy for millennia. Yes, you heard right, millennia. That's how long it took me to understand that I was here, in hell. Each day passed faster, but I had no awareness that the days repeated. Let me give you an example. A bad day would repeat until it became a good day, and all bad days were erased from my memory. It wasn't until I found my old magnetic tape recorder that I started recording my journals. I don't know why those recordings didn't disappear, but I'm grateful for that glitch in the matrix. I know some people record their memories in stone, others in water, and each awakened person uses what works for them. From that moment on, I began to enjoy my stay here even more, and for Dante enthusiasts, hell has no flames. It's a mirror of earth, only here nothing goes wrong, even if it takes 1,000 days for everything to go right. In your memory, only the good days remain. Yes, the irony is that now I'm aware I'm in hell and that I'm not going anywhere. I enjoy each day. I enjoy knowing that I'm immortal. Of course, there are rules. I can never tell others where we are. Only a few of us are aware of what this place really is. I've never been happier. I don't even try to imagine that there's a heaven. Here, my friends arrive little by little, even some of my pets. And sometimes, people don't understand why I'm so happy.